Get ready. May 9th, 2025 is approaching, and while it may seem like just another day on the calendar, it carries a spiritual significance that most people won't even notice. Beneath its ordinary surface lies a sacred threshold, a moment infused with deep, energetic potential. This is not a day for chasing goals or ticking things off your to-do list. Instead, it's an invitation to look inward and allow something within you to shift in a profound way. May 9th isn't just a date, it's a doorway. But this doorway doesn't open to the outside world. It opens to your inner self. It's a spiritual passage, one that leads to greater awareness, emotional release, and clarity of soul. On this day, the universe is not urging you toward external success. It's gently nudging you to listen more closely to your inner voice, to reconnect with the parts of yourself that you may have neglected or silenced. The moon is moving through Virgo, aligned with the Chitra Nakshatra, a placement that brings a subtle yet illuminating light. But this light isn't meant to shine outward. It's meant to reveal what's within. If you pause long enough, you may begin to feel a quiet but powerful shift rising from the core of your being. This is the kind of enlightenment that doesn't need grand gestures or signs. It lives in the stillness, in the emotions that rise to the surface when you're alone, in the thoughts you don't usually say out loud. Everything may still look the same on the outside. People around you might be going about their day as usual, and life might appear unchanged. But internally, something significant is unfolding. What you've kept hidden, the emotions you've tucked away, the desires you've buried, the fears you've avoided, may all begin to rise. And even though this might feel intense, it's also a sign of progress. These stirrings are the first gentle waves of an awakening that is ready to take root in your life. Are you ready to feel this shift? Because it doesn't belong to your past or some distant future. It begins now, in this very moment. May 9th holds a pulse of energy that has the power to begin transforming your life from the inside out. What starts today won't just be a change, it will be a rebirth. Once this journey begins, it's unlikely that anything will ever quite be the same again. Whether you believe in it or not, those who open themselves to this day with intention and presence are stepping into something life-changing. They're saying yes to a deeper truth, one that can't be taught but must be experienced. And yes, I'll guide you through how to prepare for this energy in just a moment. There's also something important I want to share at the end of this message, so make sure you stay with me until then. But before we go deeper, if this message resonates with you, take a moment to support this space. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop the number 777 in the comments. That simple act might open the door for someone else who's ready to hear this. And if there's someone you care about who could benefit from this energy, share it with them too. Now let's dive beneath the surface together. Most people won't recognize what's happening on May 9th. They'll be too wrapped up in the noise and demands of the external world. But you're not one of those people. You're here, reading this, because some part of you already senses that there's something more. This is your opportunity to shed what no longer belongs to you. Let go of the past that's been weighing you down. Acknowledge your fears, face them without judgment, and release them with intention. The moon's placement in Virgo creates a space for deeper self-inquiry. This isn't just about emotional cleansing. It's about coming back to who you truly are. It's a time for asking yourself the big questions. What am I really here for? What does my soul long for? Am I living in alignment with my inner truth? Virgo's energy helps you approach these reflections with clarity and focus. It's a chance to reconnect with your sense of responsibility. Not the kind forced upon you by society, but the one that comes from your own soul's purpose. Right now, your emotional balance might feel tested. That's not a bad thing. Sometimes, the only way to restore balance is to feel what's been ignored. The veil is thinning. This is the perfect moment to stop pretending everything's fine when it isn't. Let the suppressed emotions rise. Allow yourself to acknowledge the decisions you've been putting off, the desires you've convinced yourself weren't important, the truths you've been afraid to speak aloud. Yes, facing these things can be uncomfortable, but the universe isn't asking you to be perfect. It's asking you to be real. And on this day, there is a rare and beautiful window opening for you to do just that. Step inward. Be with what you find there. Accept it all. Your fear, your longing, your grief, your hope. And in that acceptance, you'll find freedom. May 9th isn't just another moment on your timeline. It's the moment when the pieces start to come together. As you allow this inner transformation to unfold, clarity will begin to bloom. Mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you'll begin to see things more clearly. You'll understand when to hold on and when to let go. And perhaps for the first time in a long while, you'll feel a sense of peace within you that no outside achievement could ever give. This shift isn't loud. It doesn't come with fireworks. It's quiet, gentle, but undeniable. As your emotional world reorganizes itself, the noise of the outer world will begin to fade. What remains is the stillness, the peace, the knowing. This isn't about escaping your life. It's about grounding yourself so deeply in your own truth that you become unshakable. Virgo's influence brings a gift, the ability to think clearly and analyze honestly. Use that energy not to pick yourself apart, but to ask the most important questions of all. Not what should I do, but who am I becoming and why do I feel this way? Let your questions be rooted in compassion, not criticism. This is not a day for looking outward for answers. It's a time to return to yourself. Let go of old patterns. Release the roles you've been playing to keep others comfortable. You don't need to carry them anymore. What's happening inside you is far more powerful than anything happening outside. And while the world around you may begin to shift in response, always remember, the real transformation is happening within. As May 9th unfolds, you may begin to feel the energy move. Subtle changes at first, then stronger waves. The emotional weight you've been carrying may finally begin to dissolve. Limiting beliefs and outdated ways of thinking can start to crumble. This is the moment to choose something new. You have the chance to reshape a part of your life with intention, to begin again from a place of inner truth. This day also marks the start of the pre-full moon phase, laying the energetic groundwork for a spiritual awakening. The moon's evolution through its cycle mirrors your own journey. Just as it grows fuller with each passing day, so too can your awareness expand. Your inner light grow stronger, and your spirit rise higher. Today isn't just another day on the calendar. It's a portal, a sacred threshold that invites you to step away from the distractions of the outer world and turn your gaze inward. May 9th is more than a date. It's a calling, a nudge from the universe, gently or perhaps loudly, reminding you that it's time to break free from the emotional tension you've been carrying and find clarity deep within your soul. But this isn't an invitation for the faint of heart. This moment is for the brave, those who dare to face themselves fully, without masks, without filters, without fear. There is something about this day that sets it apart. It carries an energy that urges you to go beyond what you see, hear, or even believe externally. It asks you to close your eyes, take a breath, and dive into the truth that lives within you. It's not about changing your surroundings or fixing what's broken around you. It's about healing what has long been neglected within you. The shift that May 9th brings is profound. It's a moment that can trigger a powerful awakening, the kind that alters your direction in life and inspires transformation on every level, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. You may not even realize it, but something inside you has been stirring, quietly waiting for the right time to surface. That time is now. The universe is no longer whispering. It is speaking directly to your soul, vibrating through every breath, every thought, every fleeting feeling. There's a frequency in the air that resonates not in the chaos around you, but in the silence within you. In that silence, your higher self is waiting to be heard. May 9th is a spiritual landmark, a cosmic checkpoint urging you to pause and ask yourself the deeper questions. Who am I now? Who do I wish to become? What have I ignored or suppressed that now needs to be set free? This moment is about remembering who you are underneath all the roles you've played and the masks you've worn. It's a sacred chance to awaken the parts of yourself that have long been dormant. This journey inward is not without its challenges. The path of spiritual growth often begins with confronting the very things we've tried to hide. You may find old beliefs resurfacing, stories you've told yourself about what's possible, what you deserve, or who you are. These outdated narratives have served their purpose, but now they need to be released. You might feel a flood of long-buried emotions, heartbreak from past relationships, regrets you never voiced, dreams you put on hold. Let them rise. Let them speak. Let them go. Because beneath all of that pain and confusion lies your truth, your light. And today, that light has the chance to shine more brightly than ever before. May 9th offers the rare opportunity to rewrite your story, not from a place of loss, but from a space of newfound understanding and courage. This is your time to rediscover your strength. The past no longer holds the same weight it once did. You might start to notice that the emotional burdens you've carried are loosening their grip. The thoughts that once haunted you begin to soften, and the ties to situations and people that no longer serve your growth are finally beginning to unravel. You're being offered a fresh perspective, a new way of seeing your life and your place in the universe. But accepting this gift takes courage. Real transformation always does. It asks you to leave behind the comfort of what is familiar, even if that familiarity has caused pain. It requires vulnerability. It asks you to trust in a future that has not yet revealed itself fully, to believe in the possibility of joy and alignment and peace, even if you've lived without them for a long time. And yet, something deep within you already knows the way. That inner compass, long silenced by external noise, is starting to speak up. It's pointing you toward wholeness, toward balance, toward your truth. With the influence of Virgo's quiet yet powerful energy, you may feel pulled to look at the finer details of your life. What patterns are you repeating? What fears are you still holding on to, even if they no longer make sense? The energy of the moon supports this kind of deep inquiry, but it also asks that you direct these questions inward, not outward. The answers you seek aren't in someone else's approval or advice. They live within you. So let the world go quiet for a moment. Let the noise fade. Listen closely. Your inner voice is speaking. It may sound like a whisper at first, but its truth will be undeniable. Today is not about fixing what's broken around you. It's about rising into a more awakened version of yourself. This moment brings a kind of clarity that can shift everything. Suddenly, your emotions make more sense. Your longings no longer feel scattered. You start to see patterns clearly. What to keep, what to release, and what to begin again. In that clarity, you find power. In that power, you find peace. You may come face to face with parts of yourself you've avoided, fears you didn't want to name, disappointments you tried to bury. But now is the time to stop hiding from your own heart. This isn't just about letting go. It's about rebirth. It's about standing in your truth with an open heart and saying, I am ready. And you are. Even if you don't feel ready, somewhere inside you, something is awakening. Something ancient. Something wise. It has always been there, waiting for this very moment to rise to the surface. This energy will challenge you. Old habits and internal resistance may try to hold you back. That's normal, but don't let them win. Because spiritual awakening, while not always comfortable, is the most necessary first step to creating a life aligned with your soul's highest purpose. So ask yourself honestly, are you ready? Not just for a change, but for a transformation so deep it shifts the way you move through the world. Because May 9th is the beginning. It's the seed of an awakening that will continue to grow with every step you take on your spiritual path. This is your moment to turn inward, to meet yourself at the core, and to discover the strength and wisdom that have always been part of you. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Go there, into the quiet chambers of your heart. That's where the real answers are. That's where the healing begins. You don't need to rush this process. Awakening is not a single event. It's a journey, a lifelong unfolding. But today marks a beautiful, bold first step. The universe is guiding you. You just have to say yes. So are you ready? Because if you are, what begins today can change everything. The path has opened. The light is waiting, and you are already more than enough to walk it. This is your time to truly find yourself, to break free from old cycles and start creating a life that's more innovative, more authentic, and truly free. But don't forget, every meaningful journey starts with a spark of inner awakening. May 9th carries that spark. It's one of the most powerful and significant moments to begin a deeper spiritual transformation. This kind of awakening won't be easy for everyone. It marks a shift into a completely different level of awareness, a new layer of consciousness that challenges everything you've been used to. May 9th holds the kind of energy that can completely alter the direction of your life. But it's not just about having a realization or a moment of clarity. It's about the effort, the courage it takes to leave behind who you've been and begin becoming who you're truly meant to be. What's happening now is very different from any spiritual awakening you may have experienced before. This is part of your spiritual evolution. Maybe you've already had your fair share of insights. Maybe you've already learned and unlearned so much. But today you're being asked to go beyond everything you thought you knew. This next level will shift your entire perspective. And with that shift comes a kind of challenge you've never faced before. Don't underestimate the power of this date. May 9th isn't just another day. It's a surge of energy the universe has carefully aligned to propel you forward. A new world is opening itself up to you. And though stepping into it won't be simple, it's the kind of initiation that begins with your own inner light. But before that light can shine fully, you may need to face your inner shadows. You'll be invited, perhaps even forced, to let go of your old patterns, the ones that have quietly ruled your life up until now. Everything you've buried, denied, or tried to avoid could begin to rise to the surface now. Emotions you've kept hidden, fears you thought you'd forgotten, truths you weren't ready to admit, they might all come up for air. And though this may feel uncomfortable, every part of this process is vital to your growth. This awakening may even leave you feeling hollow at first, as though parts of your identity are crumbling away. You might feel a sense of being lost, like something is missing. But that emptiness isn't a sign that something's gone wrong. It's the sacred space being cleared within you, so that something new, something more aligned, can be born. That sense of void will eventually give way to deeper clarity. And when you finally reconnect with your true self, that hollow feeling will just be a memory from your journey. You're being given a chance to meet yourself all over again. But this kind of transformation doesn't come without resistance. Old beliefs, outdated fears, and familiar habits will try to pull you back. They'll do their best to keep you small. But pushing past those limitations is where the real gift lies. That's the blessing the universe is trying to give you today. Freedom, power, and the courage to become something new. Not everyone will experience May 9th in the same way. For some, it will come as a beautiful, quiet moment of inner clarity, as if a light has switched on and suddenly everything looks different. A sense of peace, insight, or intuitive knowing may fill your heart, helping you to see the world through a new lens. For others, this day might feel much more intense. Letting go of old identities and stepping into a new level of being can bring up struggle, discomfort, and even grief. It might feel like you're losing parts of yourself. But this spiritual battle, however challenging, leads to a profound and lasting victory. So if today brings fear or confusion, hold on. Because every awakening, no matter how turbulent, brings light. May 9th is not just an energetic event. It's one of the most powerful spiritual invitations the universe offers. It's an opening, a window into transformation. This is your chance to take action and begin an inner revolution. That kind of change won't always feel smooth. It may come with pain, fear, and the discomfort of unfamiliarity. You may feel like the ground is shifting beneath your feet, but don't let that keep you from moving forward. This freedom, though at first it may feel like emptiness or uncertainty, is the foundation for something greater. You're being reshaped from the inside out, and while it might be tough in the moment, this inner transformation is leading you toward a completely new version of yourself. So ask yourself, are you ready? Are you ready to let go of the old beliefs that have held you back? Are you ready to move beyond the fear and step into a life that reflects your true essence? Because once you begin this path, there's no turning back. The energy of May 9th won't just touch the surface of your life. It will take you deep. It will draw you into yourself in ways you may have never experienced before. This is the beginning of a powerful journey into self-discovery. You'll come face to face with your truth. You'll learn to release the old parts of you that no longer belong. And eventually, you'll tap into the power that's been within you all along. Yes, this transformation may feel scary. Yes, this new level of consciousness may make you question everything you thought you knew. But don't panic. This is simply a sacred shedding. You are leaving behind an old version of yourself and stepping into a more awakened, empowered state of being. It won't be easy, but trust that something beautiful will emerge from this shift. A new you will be born from this moment. May 9th isn't just another day on the calendar. It's a threshold. It marks the beginning of the next stage of your spiritual evolution. And for many, This day will become a pivotal turning point, a moment that divides the past from what's coming next. So maybe right now you're still wondering what this all means for you. Maybe you're still finding your way through the emotions. That's okay. Just stay present with what's unfolding. Let the energy of this moment guide you toward a deeper truth. Let it shape you, soften you, strengthen you. You don't need to have all the answers yet. You just need the willingness to step forward. Because this journey, as intense as it may be, is how you'll finally come home to yourself. You might be feeling a bit uneasy right now. The idea of stepping into the unknown can stir up fear, and becoming more conscious can sometimes bring discomfort. But trust that this moment in your life is part of a much bigger transformation, one that is here to make you stronger, more aware, and ultimately freer. The real question today is, are you ready to set your soul free? There are moments when time feels less like a series of ticking seconds and more like a sacred unfolding. May 9th is one of those moments. It's not just another day on the calendar. It's a cosmic threshold, a subtle yet powerful gateway that opens in the stillness of the early hours, inviting us to pause and listen deeply. If you've been feeling something stirring within, something intangible but insistent, like a quiet call from the universe, you're not imagining it. The energies around this date are asking for your attention, your openness, and your presence. May 9th carries with it a rare frequency, a vibration that doesn't come around often. Think of it like a soft yet undeniable pulse running through the ether, whispering that change is not only possible but necessary. That pulse is an invitation, a cosmic nudge gently pushing you toward the next version of yourself. It's not a push that comes with force, but one that emerges through resonance. You feel it in your bones, in your dreams, in the heaviness or lightness in your heart. You feel it because your soul recognizes what your conscious mind might not fully understand just yet, that something is shifting. And this shift is not ordinary. It is not the kind that quietly passes by, unnoticed. It's the kind that, once accepted, won't allow you to return to who you were before. It brings with it the sense that you are stepping across a threshold into unknown territory. There's no map for what lies ahead, only your own inner compass and your willingness to trust it. The hours leading up to 2 a.m. on May 9th are especially potent. During this window, spiritual energy is amplified. The veil between dimensions grows thin, and your capacity to receive insight, healing, and guidance increases dramatically. The choices you make, the thoughts you dwell on, and the energy you cultivate during this sacred time can shape your trajectory in deeply transformative ways. It's as if the universe is bending toward you, opening a rare channel through which clarity, downloads, and energetic upgrades can flow. This is not merely an intellectual experience. It's a soul-deep one. If you've been yearning to elevate your awareness, to break free from old patterns, or to rediscover your truest self, this energy supports that yearning. It amplifies your intention and aligns it with divine timing. But it asks for something in return. It asks that you slow down, that you quiet the noise of the outside world and make space to hear the quieter voice within. That you prepare yourself, not by doing more, but by being more present. You may already be feeling the early signs of this spiritual realignment. For some, this might show up as restlessness or sleeplessness in the nights leading up to May 9th. For others, there might be emotional surges, vivid dreams, or even moments of inexplicable sadness or joy. These are not coincidences. They are signs that your inner world is responding to the cosmic rhythm. And though these sensations might feel confusing or even disruptive, they are part of the energetic recalibration taking place within you. This recalibration isn't just a poetic metaphor. Your body, your emotions, your memories, all are being stirred by this influx of light and awareness. On a physical level, you might feel tired, heavy, or foggy. This is your system adjusting to a higher frequency. Spiritually, you're being invited to shed layers that no longer fit, outdated beliefs, emotional wounds, habitual thoughts, or identities you've outgrown. This is the work of transformation, and while it can be uncomfortable, it is also deeply sacred. The night of May 8th leading into May 9th offers an especially powerful opportunity to prepare for this shift. Whether through meditation, journaling, stillness, or even just sitting in the dark and listening to your breath, this is your time to come home to yourself. The more space you create for silence, the more clearly you will be able to hear the guidance that is meant for you. You don't need to do anything elaborate or perfect, just something sincere. Your willingness to show up and be present is enough. You might also feel called to set intentions, not just any intentions, but soul-level ones. What do you truly want to release? What parts of your story are ready to be rewritten? What version of yourself is longing to emerge from the shadows of who you used to be? Be honest with yourself. You don't need to have all the answers, but you do need to be willing to ask the deeper questions. As this energetic portal opens, old wounds may rise to the surface. You may remember things you thought you'd forgotten, feel emotions that seem out of place, or notice that certain relationships or dynamics suddenly feel off. This is all part of the cleansing process. Just like a deep exhale, the energy of this time is helping you release what's been held too tightly, what's been hidden for too long. Don't resist it. Let it come up. Let it pass through. You are safe to feel it all. It's important to be gentle with yourself during this time. If you find yourself needing more rest, take it. If you need solitude, honor it. If you need to cry, scream, write, or laugh, let yourself do so. Healing isn't always graceful, but it is always meaningful. You are in a process of realignment, not because you are broken, but because your soul is evolving into more of itself. Think of this time like the moment before dawn. Everything is quiet, still, and waiting, but just beneath the surface, a new light is rising. Your soul senses it. That's why there's a part of you that feels both anticipation and unease. You're on the edge of something sacred. You're standing in the doorway of possibility. And while it may be tempting to turn back to the familiar, this is your invitation to walk forward with courage. The universe is meeting you halfway. It's offering you a glimpse of what your life could become when lived in greater alignment with your truth. But that vision requires participation. You must be willing to release what's out of sync with who you're becoming. That might mean letting go of old habits, forgiving past hurts, or stepping away from environments that drain your energy. The path of awakening is rarely easy, but it is always worth it. What lies ahead isn't about becoming someone else. It's about remembering who you truly are. Beneath all the noise, the fear, the conditioning, there is a light inside you that's never gone out. May 9th is a moment to reconnect with that light, to nurture it, and to let it grow. It's a day to reclaim your power, not the kind that dominates, but the kind that radiates from inner peace, clarity, and self-knowing. This awakening is not a single event, but a process that will unfold over time. Like the petals of a flower slowly opening to the sun, your transformation will happen in stages. Trust the timing of your life. Trust that even when you don't understand the why, there is a greater intelligence guiding you. And trust that you are not alone. The universe, your guides, your higher self, they are all conspiring to support your evolution. As May 9th dawns and passes, don't expect everything to change overnight, but do expect to feel different, even if subtly, even if only as a faint sense of clarity or calm. That's how shifts begin, not always with a thunderclap, but often with a whisper. Listen to that whisper. It's the voice of your soul. You are being called to rise, not in perfection, but in presence. To walk forward, not with certainty, but with faith. This is your moment to realign, to recommit to your path, and to reconnect with the deeper wisdom that lives within you. The energies of May 9th are not just offering change, they are offering remembrance, a return to your essence, a reconnection with the sacred, a renewal of the contract you made with yourself long before you were born, to grow, to evolve, and to live a life of meaning. So take this time seriously, but gently. Don't rush through it. Let it settle into your bones. Let it change you, not through force, but through surrender. And know that whatever unfolds, you are ready. You have everything you need within you, and you are so deeply supported in ways seen and unseen. May 9th is not an end, but a beginning, a sacred opening, a cosmic reset. Let it be the moment you chose to meet yourself again, with love, with truth, and with the full power of your soul. As this evening gently unfolds around you, take a moment to truly pause and breathe. Let yourself become aware of what's stirring within, not just the fleeting thoughts or surface-level emotions, but the deeper undercurrents moving quietly beneath them. This time of transition holds immense power, even if it's arriving in silence and subtlety. Transformation rarely announces itself with clarity or comfort. More often, it begins with a gentle inner unrest, a sense that something is shifting, though you may not yet understand what or why. If you've been feeling lost, uncertain, or even disconnected from your usual sense of direction, trust that this is not a misstep, but a necessary part of your spiritual evolution. It's okay to not have all the answers. It's okay to feel a little raw, a little vulnerable, as if you're standing at the edge of something unknown. In fact, this is the very threshold where real change begins. Your discomfort is not a sign that you're off course. It's a sign that something within you is awakening, nudging you out of your comfort zone and toward a new horizon. Rather than resisting these feelings or trying to fix them, consider allowing them to unfold naturally. Surrender, not in the sense of giving up, but in the sense of letting go of the need to control every outcome. This moment isn't asking you to rush or force progress. It's asking you to trust the unfolding, to soften into the space between what was and what is yet to come. The universe has its own divine rhythm, and sometimes the most profound growth happens not in action, but in stillness. Tonight, something sacred opens. An energetic doorway reveals itself, not outside of you, but within. It's a portal to deeper awareness, higher consciousness, and spiritual realignment. When you step through this inner gateway with conscious intention, you move into a space where your soul can speak more clearly, where the noise of the world falls away and the voice of your inner truth rises. So how do you align with this energy? It begins with finding stillness, not just physical stillness, but the kind that comes when your heart grows quiet and your spirit becomes present. This stillness is sacred. It is the gateway through which divine wisdom flows. You may find it in meditation, in prayer, in a walk beneath the stars, or even in the simple act of sitting with yourself without judgment. The more time you spend here, in the soft hum of your inner world, the more you will notice the patterns that no longer serve you beginning to dissolve. Early in the day, grounding yourself can be incredibly helpful. This might mean practicing breathwork, journaling your feelings, or simply touching the earth with your bare feet. These simple acts connect you to your body and the present moment, reminding you that you are held, supported, and safe, even in times of uncertainty. The peace you find within becomes your compass, helping you navigate whatever lies ahead with more grace and clarity. Tonight also invites intention, but not just the kind you write down and forget. This is a time for living, breathing intentions, those that rise from the core of who you are. Consider creating a small, sacred ritual for yourself. Light a candle as a symbol of your inner light. Speak your desires aloud, even if your voice trembles. Write your hopes on paper and fold them into your journal or place them under your pillow. These actions may seem small, but their energetic ripple is vast. They mark the moment you said yes to your path, the moment you consciously chose to co-create with the universe. This evening's energy is also ripe for emotional release. If old wounds have been surfacing, know that it's not to punish you, but to free you. You're being offered the chance to release the weight you've carried. Grief that never had a place to land. Regrets that have haunted your choices. Shame or guilt that doesn't belong to the person you're becoming. Let these emotions rise. Let them speak, and then let them go. Cry if you need to. Write it out. Speak it aloud. Move your body. Whatever helps you purge the past, do it with tenderness and love. Because when you release, you make space. Space for joy. Space for grace. Space for new beginnings. And most importantly, space for your soul to breathe again. You are not who you were, and you're not quite who you are becoming. But that in-between space, that's sacred ground. That's the cocoon, the quiet miracle of metamorphosis. Turn inward, not because the outside world has nothing to offer, but because the answers you truly seek were never out there to begin with. Ask yourself the questions that stir your soul. Who am I, beneath my titles and roles? What do I long for when the world is silent? What truth have I been afraid to face? These questions are not meant to be answered all at once. They are meant to be lived, explored, and revisited again and again. The journey inward is not linear. It's a spiral, and each time you return to these questions, you do so with more depth, more courage, and more clarity. Your intuition is your guide here. That quiet inner voice, that knowing that lives in your bones, is trying to speak to you. And the more you listen, the louder it becomes. Don't dismiss it as wishful thinking or imagination. It is ancient wisdom wrapped in the language of your own soul, waiting patiently for you to remember how to hear it. As you navigate this energetic threshold, remember that your physical vessel is also part of the process. Your body is not separate from your spiritual path. It is an expression of it. Honor it. Feed it nourishing food. Move it with care. Rest when you're tired. Drink more water. Spend time in nature. These small acts of self-care bring your body into harmony with the higher energies now streaming in. When your mind, body, and spirit are in alignment, your transformation accelerates with ease and grace. What's happening now is not just a moment, it's a passage, a rite of renewal. The energy of May 9th carries ancient echoes, the wisdom of countless souls who have walked this path before. And just as they once stood at the edge of transformation, so do you. You are being invited to cross the threshold, not with fear, but with reverence. with the quiet knowing that you are ready, that you've done the work, that even if you feel unsure, your soul remembers the way. You're not alone in this. We are all threads in the same cosmic tapestry. Your awakening ripples outward, touching the hearts and lives of those around you, even in ways you may never fully see. When you rise, you create space for others to rise too. When you heal, you become a living permission slip for others to do the same. Your courage matters. Your presence matters. Your transformation matters. So tonight, as you step into this sacred space, do so with an open heart. Say yes to the unknown. Say yes to the unraveling. Say yes to the becoming. There is a higher version of you waiting on the other side. Not a perfect version, but a freer one, a truer one, a soul more deeply aligned with its divine essence. And if these words have met you where you are, if they've stirred something inside you, don't keep them to yourself. Share them with someone you love, with someone who may be struggling, with someone whose spirit needs a reminder of their own power. We are walking this path together, even if it feels solitary at times. Every step you take in consciousness adds light to the collective. Let us step into this moment, into this portal, with love as our compass, with intention as our guide, and with the courage to meet ourselves more fully than we ever have before. The universe is listening. The path is unfolding. And you, dear soul, are exactly where you need to be.